Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today, last night, but it's today, we got Evil Eye cards announced, and what's really funny is that of all the trap, back row, very basic mid-range decks, Evil Eye is one of the few that I actually have done a lot of quick combos on. But they're very old. It's some of my first quick combos are Evil Eye stuff. Because it's weirdly a deck that just, despite the fact that it's clearly a trap deck, it has a lot of aggressive go first combo. It's like a combo trap deck, and it's really interesting. But we got some cards announced, and I'm going to show you a few combos showing them. So for this first one, it's just a one-card combo. And what you need, it can be the field spell, it can be Serziel, and it can be a few other things as well. But let's get into it. We're going to start off, since our starter is a field spell, we're going to activate it, and we're going to search Serziel, which is another starter to this. And with Serziel, we will normal summon it, and when it's normal summoned, you can add any Evil Eye card from your deck to your hand. And we are going to add the new one, Evil Eye Resurrection. This card is absolutely bloated and absolutely insane, so let's just go ahead and activate it, and I'll explain what it does. So, we get to send one Evil Eye monster and one Evil Eye spell or trap from our deck to the graveyard as cost, and then we get to add an Evil Eye equip spell from our deck to our hand, but for the rest of the turn, anytime we activate a non-Evil Eye card, we take 500 life away from ourselves. And then, we're going to dump our spell. We're going to dump Evil Eye Gorgonio and Basil Rice, Beetle Rice, and now we're going to add Selene. Now, Gorgonio has an effect where we can banish it from our graveyard and toss any Evil Eye card out of our hand to add any Evil Eye spell or trap from our deck to our hand. And we will add Retribution, which is just a spell trap negate. Next, we are going to, it's this one, yeah. So, Beetle Rice, while it's in a hand or graveyard and you control a face-up Evil Eye monster, quick effect, we can special summon it out of our grave, but banish it when it leaves the field, and it's got another really, really, really cool effect, but we'll get into that soon. But right now, we're just going to special summon it, and then we're going to link it away. It'll be banished, and then we'll summon Gorgon, Empress of the Evil Eye, and that's when the spell comes back in. Resurrection, when you link summon an Evil Eye monster, it triggers in the graveyard to banish itself and equip an Evil Eye equip spell to that Evil Eye link monster. So with this one card setup, we have a monster negate in the form of Gorgon, spell a trap in the negate in the form of Retribution. Off of one card, no other cards were thrown into this situation. And because of that, it's literally more effective. The Marincess combo doesn't do this. It sets up a spell trap and then monster negate in the same method as this, except it needs at least 2 cards to do it, whereas this one's 1. And Marincess is top defense, so that's pretty cool. But now that we got this out of the way, let's go into another one. Now for this next one, we're going to start off with 2 of those starters, because Resurrection was the start to that last combo, as well as a field spell, as well as Serziel, as well as Terraforming, I guess. But now we're going to start off with 2 of them, which will be in the form of field spell Resurrection. So we're going to start off with the field spell. We're going to search Serziel, and then we're going to activate Resurrection, dump our spell and our monster, which will be Beetle Rice and Gorgonio again, and then add the Selene. Next, we're going to normal summon Serziel, and with it, we're going to add Caterpillar. So, this is one thing you might be confused on. Isn't this new Beetle Rice better than the other 2 extenders, since it's both of them? Yes. However, it is a hard once per turn because it's a modern Yu-Gi-Oh card. And because of that, you actually have to keep in mind how you want to, like, you can't extend. It's kind of like the Evil Twin problem, where they have all these extenders, but, like, they can't use any of them. Like, in the form of Evil Eye, it's kind of the same thing. When you have so many searches, there's no value in searching the exact same few cards over and over again. So I do see merit in actually playing the original extenders as well, for when you open more than one card in your opening hand, which is every game. So, you'll see why in this specific instance, why it matters here. So now, we are going to activate Gorgonio, and we're going to toss the Caterpillar, because it triggers in Graveyard, and then we are going to add Retribution. Next, we are going to summon Caterpillar, and then Beetle Rice. And we're going to overlay those 2 level 3s into Cicada King. Now, you could do Bamboozling Shadow, but it's summon number 4, and that card is actually just terrible, unless you're trying to negate Nibiru. In the other instance, it's literally one of the worst cards ever. So, or I guess if Rongo's legal, that's a different story. But regardless, this is an on-field monster negate by detaching material. Okay, cool. So then, we will activate Selene on Serziel, and then set the counter trap. Now, let's look at how many disruptions we have. The Cicada King will negate a monster effect on field by detaching the Beetle Rice. And then the Serziel is a pop to special summon monsters. So we have a monster negate, monster pop, and then finally, earlier I mentioned this card has an insane effect. And it does. It's a quick effect to summon itself out of the graveyard. But while it's face up on the field during the opponent's turn, you can quick quick link row summon. So, quick effect. During your opponent's turn, immediately after this effect resolves, link summon 1 Evil Eye Link monster using monsters you control. And if you're link summoning an Evil Eye, which I don't even know why it's written like that, you can use Evil Eye cards in your spell and trap zones as link materials. And let's just show this off. You can go ahead and link away Serziel, which is use its effect, and the Selene, and we get to make Gorgon. So we have established a monster pop, a monster negate, a monster negate. We still have the counter trap, and then finally, like I said, this spell triggers on an Evil Eye Link summon, and that doesn't care whose turn it is. So that's why we have 4 monster negates in this, 2 monster negates in this combo instead of just 1. And we can also use the Beetle Rice here, and instead of going into Gorgon, we could go into Serziel, which is the big one, and instead of a monster negate, it's a pop. So, very, very impressive for just a 2-card interaction of a deck that's struggled to do much of anything. So, that's pretty cool. But for this last one, I'm actually going to just snowball a hand to show you some of the thoughts I have. So, this hand's actually pretty fucking bloated, but it's fine. I guess I wanted to show off maximum potential, I guess. So, usually when you see, Serziel, other monster, and, Extender, it's, a really high potential combo, even before these cards. So, I guess let's get into it. We'll start off with Resurrection, since, even if they want to ash this, the only thing they're actually doing is stopping me from getting Selene to hand, because these, again, are dumped by cost. So we'll go ahead and dump these 2 and add Selene. And then we'll go Serziel. Again, it's you have everything you want, so any one hand trap just doesn't matter. So DB is bugging. There we go. We will search the field spell, which the field spell will search Basilisk. Then we will special summon this. We'll go ahead, banish this, discard this, and we will add the counter trap card. Let's get this. Actually, let's get Mesmerism, because I want to show you something cool with this. Then we can special summon Caterpillar and Beetle Rice. And now we'll overlay them both. into Ghost Trick Alucard, and then Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. Now, every time I do this, I know what you're thinking. Man, he's just doing this play again. Now, this application, this engine has a very unique application in this deck I will show you very soon. Similar to Mesmerism. So we will go ahead and add the Ghost Trick shot, and then revive the Alucard, make Angel of Mischief. You've seen this before. Blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the thing. We're activating non-Evil Eye cards. So this is 1,000. I mean, this is 500, this is 500. 500, 500. And then we'll go ahead and make Angel of Mischief. All of these will get detached to overlay into F-Zero. And then we're going to lose another 500 because we're going to activate the Alucard to get back the Ghost Trick shot. So we paid 1,500 life points to do this on top of our established combo. And let's get to there. Yeah. So that's pretty good. And now let's take a look. So we got souls and we got... Alright, let's just go ahead and summon the souls, which will be another 500. 500. And then I guess we'll go ahead and toss these two to get 2 fresh cards. So those cards are not particularly fresh. We'll pay 500 there. And then let's go ahead and link these 2 into Gorgon. We will banish this for Celine to go ahead and revive this. So we'll take 1,000 here. And then we will link these 2 into News Reporter because we're going to have that card at the same time as this. And then we're going to activate News Reporter, and we're going to go ahead and revive the Gorgon and take 500. Now, the only reason I searched Mesmerism here is because I wanted to show off a very specific demonstration. But this would be the counter trap realistically in this end board. And then we'll activate Celine. Now, you might be wondering, why did I even bother going News Reporter Gorgon? What was the point of that? So, both the Evil Eye links, whenever they activate their effect, well, all the Evil Eye monsters, after they activate their Disruption effect, on the following turn, they activate some kind of consequence to their effect. Like, Serziel is pop a card you control. Medusa is banish a card from your graveyard. And the links is, for Gorgon, destroy any monster this card points to, which is your opponent's EMZ. So, that's interesting, to say the least. And, Serziel, the other one, is negate any effects that it points to. So, like, their consequence can actually be used to their benefit, which is why I'm doing this like this. Then we got this going and this going. So let's count the disruptions I have right now. And we'll count Mesmerism to this. So on our opponent's turn, we have the Draco Future Ghibli Ghibli. So that's pretty cool. We got Gorgon, which is a monster negate. This doesn't count because it was a random card. Mesmerism. And what this card does is basically a Crackdown, but you have to control an Evil Eye, and you can only take a special summon monster whose attack is less than one of your Evil Eyes, which is terrible. But here's this application. Remember that we still have Beetle Rice in our graveyard, so we can go ahead and special summon it, and when we take something with Mesmerism, it's actually treated as an Evil Eye monster. So after we take it, we can go ahead and activate Beetle Rice, link this away, link the monster away, and the Mesmerism away, and we can go ahead and make Serziel, which of course triggers the spell, which equips back the Celine. So we have a Monster Negate, Mesmerism, Steal, Pop. It's just a whole bunch of disruptions for very, very little. And, of course, Ghost Trick Shot is the follow-up. And the reason I said the Ghost Trick engine is very unique in here is because F-Zero, of course, takes monsters. So if this setup made a Serziel instead of this, like, let's say we went into this instead, on our opponent's turn, if the F-Zero took a monster, we could go ahead and summon the Basil Rice, then link away the equipped spell on Serziel and the monster we took into Gorgon, because it only needs one Evil Eye monster, and then we can have this. So instead of, we could just kind of inverse it, which is very neat. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's just a very cool deck. Evil Eye has been a very cool deck. One of the issues I see with people building the deck right now is that they try so hard to make it a stun deck when its entire engine doesn't actually facilitate that. It's actually counterintuitive to it. Like, the fact that Serziel destroys your own cards means you have to be the aggressor. You can't just be passive sitting on a floodgate. But, it's just a common thing that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players assign trap decks to stun and floodgates when, like, of all the trap floodgate decks we've gotten, the only one that's actually worked well with that strategy of any recent time is Eldritch. And it's not because that's the best method of trap decks to play. It's because Eldritch is very specifically designed to play with floodgates. All these other trap decks are not designed around that. So, trying to turn every trap deck you see into Eldritch is going to get you the results you think it is. But this is like a super, super aggressive trap deck that basically builds an inboard with monster disruptions, and then you're like drawing random cards that are trap cards, you're searching trap cards. It's just very interesting. But yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.